Hey everybody, good evening. It is Art Chat Daddy Sims. Happy Tuesday after Memorial Day weekend. I'm so glad to be back with you guys. Boy, it has been a lot going on. I know I missed last Wednesday and Thursday night, and I apologize to you guys. For some reason, I've been having internet issues where I reside. And I think because so many of us are on the internet now, and a lot of our neighborhoods and areas have not been properly upgraded, a lot of us have been experiencing a lot of problems. Our co host this evening is trying to figure out her situation. So she'll be joining us in just a little bit. So glad to see you guys. Hopefully, everybody had a wonderful holiday weekend. Don't forget that the Real Chat Daddy Show can be found on the following pages: the Real Chat Daddy Show on Facebook. If you go there and like the page, you'll be able to see the show there. You can also see the show at Art Chat Daddy Sims. Go to that page on Facebook. And if you're a friend and a follower and a fan of the Art Sims page, you can always see the show there. But we do have great news. We do. This show is now featured on YouTube as well. You can watch it live on YouTube, or you can always go back for encore performances of each and every show. So I have another great show planned for your viewing and listening pleasure this evening. Our co-host, if she can ever figure out what's going on, I'm telling you, this internet stuff is just going crazy. We should almost, I don't know why the internet companies are not considered a utility company right now, but we'll talk about all that later. But Claire Hubbard is my very special guest co-host tonight, and Claire is known as a senior advocate, and she helps our elderly and senior community, or should I say our aged Americans, live their best lives ever. And she's also a radio talk show host, so I'm excited to welcome her to the show tonight. And Claire and I are going to talk about some of the top news stories that took place over the holiday weekend, as well as other things that have happened. And then we're going to talk about how is our senior community coping through COVID-19. So if you guys want to make a comment to me, I'm so glad to be back with you all. You can always go over to the Real Chat Daddy Show page. You can leave your comments there. I'll see them right here on the screen. You can always go to the the Art Chat Daddy Sims page, and I can see the comments there as well too. So while we're waiting on our guests, I'll give you guys, we are now in day number 72. Day number 72 of me having this horrific beard on my face. And it just does not seem like we've been locked down for 72 days, but we actually have been on lockdown for 72 days. Now, how many of you guys have been good during those 72 days? Not going out, doing barely minimum things, just necessary shopping. How many of you all went to a cookout or a party this weekend? I saw a lot of you all on social media, and there's nothing wrong with it. You guys were social distancing, as you would say. You were. A lot of you did have masks on when I saw you out and about. But then I also saw a lot of people who I didn't know that didn't have masks on. They didn't act as if a pandemic was going on, any of that. And I just find it real strange that we must wear our masks. I keep mine everywhere I go. It's been a couple of times I forget to grab my mask and take it with me, but I do have it for the most part. So for those of you that are trying to figure out, it is day 72. I can't wait to get rid of this so I can go back to the old me. All right. So Illinois health officials have announced 1,178 new COVID-19 cases, 39 additional deaths on Tuesday. And that number is really down quite a bit. And I'm glad to see that death number down. I don't want to see anyone dead or have died, but at least that death number is down. And that means we are moving forward to us all being healthier, whole, and complete through this entire process. There are a total of 113,195 COVID-19 cases in the state of Illinois, as well as we've had a total of 4,923 deaths as we prepare to enter into phase 3 of the governor's plan to reopen this coming Friday. With that being said, I'm wondering how many of you all will be rushing out to try to go someplace to eat, go someplace to get services done. I mean, again, it's been 72 days for a lot of you fellas. If you've not shaved like myself, a lot of you ladies, I've seen you post pictures on social media with them nail tips. They look like little talons, look like they about to break off. So I'm sure a lot of you all are very eager to go have services done, but would you be willing to go have these services done with the way things are right now? So we're still waiting on our co-host to see if she's able to join us in just a few minutes, because the conversation just does not make sense. One, just myself, but I can talk to you guys. I hope everybody is doing well. I do miss you all. She's having internet issues, much like I had for the last couple of days. Imagine no internet. And I know people was like, well, Chad Daddy, on the smartphone, you can always, like when you're in the car, whatever you using. I'm like, you can't watch full movies. You cannot download things. You cannot, no, I am an internet person. I'd rather have internet at this particular point than I don't know. I don't want to jinx myself. So I do. I want internet all the time, but I want good internet. All right. So that's how that works. All right. Good evening, Tammy. Thank you for joining us tonight. It's a pleasure to see you. Within the past 24 hours, Illinois has conducted a total of 17,230 coronavirus tests for the total of 786,794 tests. Give it up for the state of Illinois. If I'm not mistaken, I think we're surpassing New York when it comes to our COVID test taking. So you guys all know, if you live on the south side of Chicago, there is a COVID test center by the Studio Grill on 87th Street. I talked to a couple of people who have been tested. I plan on getting tested. People said that it takes no longer than 10, 15 minutes. They said they were in and out. I must admit, though, a couple of people told me that swab thing, woo, Lord, they said they come 1 inch of your life, but it's quick and you're okay. But I think it's better to know than to not know. Hello, Ernestine. Good evening. Glad to see you. Welcome back, you guys. So let me finish up on the COVID numbers. The statewide 7-day rolling positive rate from May 17th to the 23rd was 9.2% down from the high of 23% in late April. So our numbers are definitely going down. So that's a beautiful thing, because as you guys know, or I don't know if you've heard or not, but over the weekend in Rio de Janeiro, Brazil, they are experiencing COVID like you would not believe. They don't even have enough hospital beds to treat the people. And our president, number 45, he has suspended all travel between Brazil and the United States because of the outbreak of COVID there and just how bad it is, as well as in Mexico, they're experiencing a really bad situation with it. They don't even have enough morgue space for all the bodies of people who have passed away. And most of these deaths are happening to people who live in slums in those particular areas. Thank you, Ernestine. Ernestine says new centers opened up at Gately Stadium. So if you guys southeast side of Chicago, you can always go over to the Gately Stadium and be able to get tested over there. Hello, Pam. I always look at Pam's video. She drops great knowledge. Thank you guys so very much. I'm waiting on our co-host to join us in just a little bit, because if not, I'm going to have to do a condition show tonight, because it's really kind of hard to just talk one person, but you guys know I can talk, right? So that's no problem. Glad you're here. Do me a favor, start a watch party. You can share this. All you have to do is go to any of the particular pages, hit the share button, hit the watch party button, share it with your friends and your family. If you've not done so yet, please go over to YouTube and subscribe to the Real Chat Daddy Show page. Again, that's the Real Chat Daddy Show page. And from there, you'll be able to see the show live, or you can always go back and see encore performances. I need a little water. Oh, that's refreshing. All right, very good. All right, so welcome back to the Tuesday night edition of the Real Chat Daddy Show. We just celebrated the Memorial Day weekend. As you guys all know, the Memorial Day weekend is to celebrate those that had fought for our country and that lost their life. And we just thank everyone for their service. We thank everybody for the time and commitment they gave to keep all of us safe and protected. And, it's a fitting time to pay homage to those that have passed away. All right, so let's move on from the COVID-19 numbers. Next on our list is places that got their party on over the weekend. As you guys all know, the state of Illinois, we're still in a shutter in place mode until this coming Friday when we move into phase 3. Who is that? Milton Ingram. Hey, Milton, good to see you. Had a hard time finding me. I don't know. I'm right here. It's easy to find me. I appreciate you, Milton. I really do. So we were not able. Okay, so let me go back. The state of Illinois is in our second phase. We're going to phase 3 this coming Friday. Phase 3 means that businesses can open back up. That means that restaurants can open back up with limitations. That means office spaces can open back up. Daycares will open back up. Beauty and barber salons, places like that really will help us to get back. A lot of you will be going back to your jobs and going back to work. It'll be limited space in your jobs. Things will be very different. From what I heard is that a lot of you all can't even walk, like you've got to walk down the hallway of your office a certain way. You just can't get up from your desk and walk. You got to walk a certain way in certain offices. It's going to be completely different. A lot of people will continue to work from home and do what they need to do because they cannot accommodate all these people in office spaces. Because I even wonder about people who are in high-rise buildings. I've said this many times before. You go down to get a coffee and there's 20 people in the elevator and you have to go up to the 30th floor. And, so it just makes me wonder in many ways of how they will do that. So in Houston, Texas, in Missouri, and in Atlanta this weekend, there were a lot of videos and pictures of people out partying, having a good time, doing what they want to do, dancing, singing, just doing it. And so I'm just curious to know, how people feel about that. I mean, even when we open Illinois back up, I don't necessarily know if I'm that gun ho to want to run out and be at a restaurant with other people. I'm a person who hugs and likes to greet and meet people. I was in the grocery store Friday, ran into a few people and out, dapping them the elbow or whatever. So I don't know if I'd be in that much of a hurry. I will admit that I will go to limited activities and events and hang out with people in small groups. But I don't know if I'm necessarily that excited to get back into big groups anymore. I just don't know if I would do it, nor do I have the desire to really do it anymore. That's a part of what we'll talk about tomorrow night on the show with our co-host tomorrow night. All right, so let me continue on. I guess she's still having problems. Boy, what else do we want to talk about? Packed beaches. There were a lot of packed beaches across the country this weekend as well too. Of course, Mayor Lori Lightfoot has put a kibosh on us going to the beach here in Chicago for right now. My reliable sources are telling me that she will be opening the beaches up eventually, but she wants to make sure that everything is okay. Now, keep in mind that the governor is lifting the restriction this coming Friday. Mayor Lori Lightfoot has not lifted all those restrictions for the city of Chicago yet. And as you guys all know, people are defying the governor. People are trying to put charges against the governor and just say all kind of things with the governor and about the governor. And the way I look at it, these people are trying to keep us all safe. And it's important that we all do what we need to do to stay safe as well, too. Just chill, relax. This is not just a couple of people. This is affecting a lot of people. And so we've got to really be vigilant about how we are taking care of ourselves, the things that we need to do, and just stay healthy and whole. And our beaches beaches will open up soon. A lot of you all went to Lake Geneva this weekend because I saw the pictures. And Lake Geneva, folks was doing what they wanted to do, bikinis and weenies and martinis. I saw very few masks. People were having a good time. So I don't know, but I'm curious to know how quick those numbers will come back up. Let's see if our guest co-host is ready to join us. Let's see. Aha, aha. Is she there? I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe so. No picture yet. Nope. Is she there? Nope. All right. Well, we'll continue on until I get some kind of coaxing that she is available and ready. All right. So once again, welcome back, you guys. I apologize. My co-host and I were going to laugh about the fact that I've been without internet in my home for the last Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. Yeah, that's been a long time. Almost, almost a week. And it's been the most painstaking thing ever. But I survived. I'm okay. Glad to be back with you guys. Listen, coming up this week on Friday evening, set your calendars now, Friday evening at 7 p.m. I'll be doing a very special Friday night broadcast of this show. You'll really, really love it. The show is entitled Be Counted for Unity. And it's going to be a really wonderful show to talk about acceptance and love of mankind and people. I have a lot of surprise guests that will be joining us Friday from 7 to 8:30 p.m. Since I didn't do a show yesterday, I'll give you guys an extra show on Monday. And if we don't get all of the technical situations done, I'm going to have to end this show at 7:30 because actually our co-host was the rest of our show this evening because she has a lot to talk about with our senior population and a lot of great information that needs to be shared with you guys. But again, for some reason, we're all having these technical difficulties. I think our society was not ready for all this Zoom and speech apps and all that stuff because we are just inundated with a lot of different things. Hey, you guys, good to see so many of you. Hello, Crystal. Hello, Watika. Thank you guys for joining. I miss you guys as well, too. Just been interesting in so many ways. All right, so let me get back to the top news stories again. See, I want to talk about what happened in Central Park. I want to talk about what happened in Minneapolis. But if I just talk about it, it'd just be me giving my opinion where I need to debate somebody. Let's see. I think she's ready. I think she's here. This makes it even more fun. Let's see. Hello. How are you?
Can you hear
me? Yeah, I can hear you.
Look.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. I have 2 computers, everything up, just in case. We're going to keep it rolling. It's a phenomenal day, though. It's a phenomenal day, and I am so excited to join you. So excited. Yeah. And guess what? It's our anniversary. Did you know it's our anniversary?
No, what anniversary is it? Well, first of all, let me introduce you to everybody. Let you gonna speak to everybody, and then look, I did a good job. I've been talking by myself for the last 18 minutes. So look, I'm almost like, what's the rapper Twister? I just start talking. All right, ladies and gentlemen, our co-host this evening, let me reintroduce her to you all. She is a senior advocate for our mature population, our aging population, our elderly population, your grandma and them. Some of y'all might be at that age now. I know I feel like I'm at that age now, but she is an ambassador and a radio talk show host. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome my co-host tonight, my girl, my sister, the one and only Miss Claire Hubbard. Hey, hello, darling.
Thank you. Let me tell you, I am so excited to join you. And I did go back and, social media is very good. So they gave us an anniversary. About 3 years ago, we sat and we celebrated Older Americans Month at your previous location. And I saw some of the seniors who we call people getting better with age. And it was really exciting. So this is our anniversary to the date. 3 years ago, we were with you celebrating Older Americans as well. So I'm excited.
All right, beautiful.
No.
And I didn't even know that.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't even know that. So that's a
well, social media gave me a reminder.
Yes. Okay. Very good. Well, Claire,
Yes.
tell everybody a little bit about yourself, how you came to work with the senior community, and then we'll continue on with hot topics and stuff. Go right ahead.
Well, first of all, let me say it is a pleasure to join everyone tonight. It is National Older Americans Month, which is the month of May. 9 years ago, May 1st, I started my program, sawing a need in our community for, and I'm going to be honest, our African American TTs and granddads and pop pops to have some kind of place where they can get their resources as they were growing and getting better with age. I don't call anyone older, you're getting better with age. And so we came up with this concept because we looked at how the city of Chicago specifically and some of our businesses were not actually recognizing those with disposable income who have time to
Mhm.
celebrate and be in their stores and
Mhm.
restaurants and businesses. They left them out. So as God would
Mhm.
have it, I was working in home care, and then I came up with this idea, and I happen to have had my grandmother. Right now, to me, it's real young at the age of until 86. But we know
Wow.
we got seniors who are 100 plus, and we're celebrating them coming up pretty soon. And
Yeah.
so that's where it came from, and we just built a wealth of energy to make sure that our beloved have the best quality of care and the resources that they need for a quality of life.
Oh, I love that. I really, really do. So, Claire, how
Yes.
long have you been doing this task?
Well, it is 9 years. May 1st, 9 years. I started the show. Have great seniors who have come on and become advocates for me as well, who work in the community. And we got some great things are now making them a part of the network that we do. They keep me
Hmm.
informed on a lot of things in the community. And it's just my pleasure to be that person where they can trust. And for
Hmm.
9 years, and I'm excited about it.
Okay, very good. Well, we're going to
So
talk
that's
more about the senior population and
I can do that. How are you doing?
what they're looking for and what they need. And we are just so excited about that. So, Claire, can you still hear me, dear? Uh-oh, wait a minute.
yes, I
What is
can.
Okay, I don't know why my
Uh-huh.
computer is doing this. Okay, so let's continue on talking about hot topics and news tonight. Claire, we already talked about the fact that Houston, Missouri, and Atlanta have opened back up. I've seen videos and pictures of packed nightclubs. I've seen people out in their bikini, as I said, bikinis, weenies, and martinis. That's all I saw this weekend. And so, we are still on lockdown here in the state of Illinois. And so
Uh-huh.
once we open back up, Claire, do you think you and the hubby, as well as the senior population, gonna be out finger popping and eating and dining and doing all that stuff? How soon do you think before we'll get back to normal?
Well, I'm gonna be clear. I have no intention to jump back out. I am making my home and every environment where I rest my head as staycation possible as as I can be. Looking at different menus and trying new things and crafts. But I have no desire to be back out in this community like that. I don't think they're going to really tap into the safety value right away. And unfortunately, we may have to lose a few more until we get
Mhm.
some answers. But I don't see
Mhm.
myself coming back. Some of my seniors are very happy at their communities, and they've been doing a lot of interaction. So I can't see myself jumping out too soon. I mean, catch me November maybe, but I'm not in a rush. I'm not a rush
No rush at all to get back
at
out.
all.
Really? What about like even going to the
No.
beach or the park or any of those places?
Um, First of all, if you've driven down Lakeshore Drive, we don't even have a beach anymore. The water
Right.
is almost covering the entire body of sand. So I can't say that we have beaches anymore. Now, I will say I would miss, the community festivals that our city is known for, and that's going to be a big loss to us, monetarily. But right now, I'm going to make my environment and those that I'm responsible for every day. I'm going to stay as we're going to be quarantine kicking it, as they say. But we're going to do it in a
Quarantine
family
kicking it.
setting, and I'm excited about that. I have quarantine kicking it, yes, but we're going to be safe and stay on top of what we need to do for ourselves. I have no desire to be out. I will do, like I said, some well-being checks, but we're not going to jump out right away. The city is not ready, and definitely the country. So we have a lot of prayers to keep going, to keep going for.
Okay. All right. Well, let's continue on with hot topics. Everywhere from Central Park in New York to Minneapolis, black men have been the center of controversy. This is not the first time. This will not be the last time. But two incidents happened where black men
Mhm.
were the victims of attacks. The first story was the death of George Floyd on Monday night in Minneapolis, Minnesota. The black man died after being pinned down by a
Mhm.
Minneapolis police officer. According to the report, people who watched it said it was the most horrific thing ever. George was begging for the officer to get off of his neck. He ended up dying. People
Yes.
said it was abusive, excessive, inhumane. This man should have never lost
Mhm.
his life like that. Now, four of the officers involved in the situation have been fired from the Minneapolis Police Department. But being fired does not mean being
Mhm.
indicted. So, what do you think about this whole case and what happened in Minnesota?
Well, just recently, I watched the film on TV, and it was as if you were right there. And to see the expression on his face was enough for me to just tug my heart because, as they were saying, as their attorney has said, it is not, and I repeat, it is not anyone's duty to do excessively. There were four of them. Let's be clear. So why could one man have his knee in this gentleman's neck and no one else around him could to stop him? And I just think that we are in a situation where we don't have the right relationships with our police department. We don't know how to talk to them. They don't know how to talk to us, and so we come up with these situations. Did that police officer feel threatened? And he had three other officers with him. Did he really? That makes no earthly sense. And so, I see the need. I mean, they're down on 35th Street today. Did you know that on Michigan, in our
No,
headquarters, they're marching on behalf of what happened in Minneapolis. Yes, today, like right
really,
now,
really, really.
they're at
Well,
35th headquarters. Yeah. Mhm.
Well, now, this past weekend, we have this shutter in place order that's in effect right now. And, there was a party that took place on the south side. The police had to come to the
Mhm.
party. Two gentlemen were arrested for being there. A gun was, saw. Supposedly some shots were fired. Long story short, Chicago's
Mhm.
very own rapper, Chance the Rapper, he said that, why is it that you have to send police into our neighborhood so malicious, so military style, so
Mhm.
forceful. Where on the north side, the police don't have to be forceful like that. So I had a conversation with somebody about the
Right.
difference between police going to something that black folks are doing versus something that white people are doing. And I was told that, and I talked to somebody in law enforcement that said to me, listen, Chat Daddy, a lot of times black folks want to pop off at the mouth. A lot of times black folks want to defy you, where if you tell white people, you might get one or two that get out of pocket, but the situation changes and escalates so quickly with us than it does any other race of people.
Mhm.
What do you think about that?
I agree with that statement 100%. We do cut up, and we don't like. Um, Even when we're wrong, we don't want to be told we're wrong. Let's just be clear. So I have seen, like yourself, I have seen. Um, I'm gonna take your statement. I saw bikinis, martinis, and
And yes, weenies, bikinis, weenies, and martinis.
not in that order. It's scrambled up once in a while,
Right.
not in that order. And I was just concerned because we don't know, we don't have a good relationship. This we have a new superintendent. I've only seen him twice on TV. and would not have known the man. So there has to be some kind of relationship that we can build together, because I don't know anything about the man. I do have to do my due diligence and my research, but I know nothing about him. And unfortunately, to hear him speak today, he said, well, we have to do a better job. That's it. That's all you got to say.
Well, now Mr. Brown's fame is from Dallas. He was the head guy in Dallas, and when they had that massive shooting there in Dallas, he was the man. I mean, he comes with honors. He comes with the stripes and everything necessary. But then my other point is too, he just got here, and we are in the midst of a global pandemic. So it's not like you necessarily would see him out like that. I mean, you think
Yeah.
he should be more community oriented at this point? I mean, I don't know. What do you think?
Well, I think, let me be clear. I think what could happen and what is happening is that our police officers, no one has had training in this pandemic situation. Mm-hmm. And so we're acting like it. There is a protocol to pandemics. And, as we were told, our guy in the White House, he had instruction that could have alleviated what we're experiencing. So I think the level of instruction and training has to kick in, and we need to see that from the powers that be. But right now, you're looking at a situation where I feel that he has a lot of work to do, and I would love to see how maybe we have a town hall, because we as citizens and constituents, we need to know, how do we help the police? We don't know that. And so we just take it upon ourselves. But to answer your other question, we do cut up. You can't come on my block and tell me what to do, and we having our family get together. It's just not going to happen. And we don't like order. And let me take that back. We do like order, but this situation, Chicago is hot. So how are you going to keep us in? Let's be clear.
Yes.
I said, I went to a barbecue and I didn't stay long, but I had to give condolences to the family. But I mean, I could have stayed longer because we having a great time. But it was just,
But now, what level was the barbecue you went to? What? How many people was at this barbecue? And was everybody cutting up at this barbecue? See, there's a difference between if you gonna have, okay, let's say you cheated and had 20 people in the backyard. But are y'all out there cussing, arguing, fighting, cracking bottles over each other's head, playing loud music, telling the neighbors to F you? I mean, you know what I'm saying? Is that what, what did your barbecue consist of?
Yeah. Okay. We only had, literally there were 8 people. And that's including, we won't include the grandkids who were back and forth, but it were 8 people there. That was it. And everyone was distant. They had the umbrellas up, we had beverages of choice. It was easy. And that's just as much as I could handle. So I was cool with it. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Then that part makes sense. That makes sense. Okay. All right. Let's continue on with our other news stories. Let's fly over to New York Central Park. New York Central Park this past weekend. Twitter on Memorial Day had a video that had 30 million views that touched off intense discussions about the history of police being falsely called on black people, or scaring the bejeebers out of black people, sometimes putting their life in danger, i.e. a story of a woman whose last name happens to be Cooper, no relation to the man who she actually got into it with, but was walking her dog in Central Park, did not have her dog on a leash. The gentleman said to her, "Ma'am, put your dog on a leash." She was not necessarily trying to put the dog on a leash. She was, being real defiant, that whole thing. He said to her again, "Ma'am, put your dog on the leash." He even gave her dog a dog treat, the whole 9. She was mad because he was recording her not putting the dog on the leash. She ends up calling the police to say that a black man was attacking her and her dog, or threatening her and her dog. And here's the crazy piece, or here's the funny piece about all this. The black man is a bird watcher who actually graduated from Harvard. So we're not talking about some middle of the road dude. He is 57
Right.
years old, a graduate of Harvard University. As everybody says, he is on the board of some prestigious organization that are bird watchers. And so, what do you think about that whole situation?
Well, I'm not happy, but she has been fired from her job. And earlier, she was just on suspension without pay. She has been fired. Does she not know? Well, she knows now. Just that instance, what if there was not a camera there? They could have made the assumption per her verbiage and arrested that man. So
Mhm.
people could get hurt just by her call, and she started to panic. But the fact that she didn't even see how he befriended her dog, and I missed the treat part. I didn't see that because I'm like, you got to be kidding me. So she befriended the woman with her dog with a treat. But I'm still attacking you. And it's just her verbiage when you hear it. If he did not film it, it could have been a whole different situation because they
Mhm.
don't, without video, he could have been arrested.
Yep.
They would have, charged him with assault based upon her word. So,
Right.
amen to the video and shame on her. But she is without a job and she is really considering whether she's going to pick up the phone again. I'm sure. That's just how I feel
Well,
about it. I don't
her
even feel
name,
sorry for her. She know better.
she is
And her
identified
job
as,
said, we don't take this discrimination. Mm-hmm.
right. Her name is Amy Cooper. She is no relationship or no relations to Mr. Cooper, the gentleman who, was a part of this attack. The incident took place at 8:10 a.m. on Monday in Ramble Park, which is a semi-wildlife sanctuary that's located in Central Park, where dogs are required to be on leashes at all times. And
Mm-hmm.
so I just think this is such a crazy thing. She had to give her dog back because she did get the dog from a shelter. I
Mm-hmm.
felt really bad for the brother. Don't get me wrong, but I knew he was going to be okay because he was articulate.
Mm-hmm.
He was filming it. He was just trying to tell the woman what the deal was. I really felt sorry for that dog because the dog was just choking and she was pulling and snatching. And
They
I'm
should
thinking
have
to
put the
myself,
dog.
right. I'm
Yeah, the
like,
dog.
girl,
Yeah.
calm your ass down. Calm your ass down. And let's put this damn leash on this dog. You know what I'm saying? I couldn't even believe it. Right. What do you
Dog
say?
didn't have a chance. So they say the dog didn't have a chance. She was turning him around. He was holding on, and then she on the phone making a false accusation about to change somebody else's life, but her life got changed in an instant.
In an
So
instant. In an
that's
instant.
what happened.
Okay. All right.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, very good. We wish the best. It's the Audubon Society, which are bird watchers. He belongs to that particular society. I didn't look. I didn't
Okay.
know that. Look, I need to elevate my game. I really do. I really, really do. I need to elevate
I'm on
my
the
game. You only
cat.
what?
I'm on the people. They got a people watcher society. That's who
Right,
I'm on. I'm on
right,
the people
right,
watcher
right.
society.
I'm on the People Watcher Society. Absolutely. Well, just want to remind everybody you're listening and watching the Tuesday night edition of the Real Chat Daddy Show, coming to you live via Facebook. Yay! You can find this show on Facebook at the Real Chat Daddy Show page. Please like that page. Please follow that page. Monday through Thursday night from 7 to 8:30 p.m. You can catch me here. I'm also on Art Chat Daddy Sims page. And if you're a close personal friend, you can always see me on the Art Sims page. Start a watch party, you guys. Share it. Start a watch party. Do whatever you need to do to let people know I am here every night. Every night there will be a different co-host, a lot of wonderful and entertaining conversations and topics that will be going on each and every night here. We're also on YouTube. The show is live on YouTube as well as you can see it the encore performances. What are you doing, Claire? What were you doing? What is your cocktail of choice tonight, Claire?
Well, tonight I'm having white sangria.
Oh, white
I just
sangria.
had white sangria, and you would appreciate this cup. I have to find one for you. My cup says, "Meals without wine is called breakfast."
Meals without wine is called breakfast. I love that. I
Right.
do. Well, see, right, that is true. And see, I prefer brunch. I do because that comes with mimosa. So I do. I
Yes, yes,
prefer
yes.
brunch. It comes with mimosa. Glad to have you guys here with us tonight. Claire Hubbard is our co-host. She's a senior advocate. She helps our community that's aging well. We have a lot of people, our octogenarians and our centennials, and people who are doing really well in their older years. And Claire is not only an advocate for that community, but she also is a radio talk show host. And she's here tonight to hang out with us. We're just excited to have her here. And I have a lot of great shows coming up this week. So guess what? I'll be on Friday night this week from 7 to 8:30. I'm doing a very special show this coming Friday, and I want you guys to be a part of it. It's called Dun 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 Be Counted for Unity. It's a very special show that I'm doing. There's a ticker tape going across the screen right now, but it's Be Counted for Unity. And it's an evening of love, acceptance, and I have a lot of great guests. Somebody told me that one of the top officials of the state of Illinois is going to be a guest of mine on Friday.
Yeah,
That's
they
all
know,
I'm
right?
saying.
They should.
That's all I'm saying. One of the top officials of the state of Illinois is going to be a guest on this Friday night show I'm doing. So I'm just
Mhm.
telling y'all. And then coming up on Monday, June 1st. Can you believe it's June 1st already? Claire, we only get
Yeah,
93 days of summer. I'm ready for all 93 days of summer. I really am.
right.
Are you ready for 93 days of summer?
I am. I'm ready for tomorrow.
Right.
I'm starting tomorrow. Just keep it going. I'm
Just
gonna
keep it
start
going.
tomorrow. That's right.
All right. Well, coming up on Monday, June 1st, if you are on Instagram, I'm starting a new show on Instagram, 12 noon, Monday through Friday. It's called Soul Food. What feeds your soul? And I'll be sitting down for
Ooh.
informative one on one conversations with some of the most fascinating people ever. And we're going to talk about what feeds their soul, what made them who they are today. And so, Claire, I'll have to have you on
Mm.
one of the soul food. Guess what? And we're going to have virtual lunch while we're doing the show. Just like you told me you're drinking white
Oh my
sangria.
goodness. Are you gonna put your you gonna put your shrimp and grits on the screen?
Well, here's the
Is your
deal.
you gonna show your
He-
shrimp and grits on the screen?
my shrimp and grits, people are going to just say to me, listen, Chat Daddy, I'm having a wonderful tossed salad. And in this salad is whatever, whatever. So they may not even be eating the meal, but they've got to come up with a virtual meal. And I prefer that the
Okay.
virtual meal is one of their comfort food meals. Get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Even if you're
Yes,
a
yes.
vegetarian, you have a comfort food meal. If you're a vegan, you have a comfort food meal. If you Mexican food, whatever the case may be, everybody has a comfort food meal that I feel feeds the soul. And so that's what we're going to
Oh,
talk about on Instagram Monday through Friday from 12 to 12:30. How to feed your soul. All right.
I like it. I like
So we are
it. All right.
back. So Claire, we have gotten to the point now where we're going to talk about our senior population and some of the things
Woohoo.
that people most need to know about our senior population.
Yes, sir.
So Claire, go right ahead and let's get this conversation started.
Well, let me say I have had many calls regarding how are the seniors doing during this COVID. Chad Daddy, you will be so proud of our seniors. They are safe than most of us. They know what and
Right.
what not to do. I went to one building just to check on the seniors. They few met me in the lobby and we said hello. And I asked about, the daily regimens, alcohol. People said they couldn't find alcohol in the stores, for diabetes shots and so forth. So one
Rubbing,
lady said,
rubbing
rubbing
alcohol.
alcohol. Yeah,
You're,
rubbing alcohol.
you're absolutely right. I've not been
Right.
able to find rubbing alcohol for months now.
Well, I got a tip. One of my seniors in the Rosenwald building said, we go 7 o'clock in the morning to Family Dollar on 46 and Host. We know the shipment comes in. And I gathered enough for me and people on my floor. I said,
Oh, so no wonder you can't get any later on in
yeah,
the day.
yeah.
Right.
7 o'clock
Okay.
Monday, she at the Family Dollar on 46 and Houston. So she get enough for
Okay.
her people on her floor. I say, wow. But a lot of them have what I really am happy is that our seniors have taken on the avenue of their volunteerism has kicked in high gear. A lot of them
Mm-hmm.
are working the food pantries. A lot
Mm-hmm.
of them are even checking on their floors in their residence, to see how their neighbors are doing. Or they'll say, I'm going to Dollar Tree, put your list on the door, how much you need, I'll go pick up items for you. So they're doing community watch for each other. And they're now have really taken on the facet of being, family members and caring for their residents. So I'm really excited to see this. It's been a really, really good look. And it's comforting. And they've called me. Where have you been? I mean, for a while, I didn't know how to address where I was going to be most impactful through this. So now I'm working on doing the well-being checks myself, where those I know, or I'll send a card. I have cards that I purchased just to say some kind of communication that we love
Uh-huh.
you, we miss you, and we hope things are well. So it's
Okay.
working out real
Very
good.
good. Okay. Very good. You know what? You're absolutely right. I was in a supermarket when we were first put into lockdown, and I was surprised at the age of the average worker in the store. The lady who was bagging my groceries had to been late 80s, early 90s, no joke. She had on no gloves, she had on no mask. This is before they were requiring people to wear them
Mhm.
in
Mhm.
public. And my friend and I, we were standing there like, listen, we can't believe that this woman is not protecting herself, and we wrapped up in everything. So I just find it so
Right, right.
funny, that demographic is not necessarily scared about this pandemic like that, but they are doing what they can to keep themselves healthy.
Well, let me say, I won't say that they're not scared. I know now today she's probably wearing a mask. I went to one store and we also do our program in Indianapolis. You would not believe it. I should have took a picture. We went in. This lady literally had the stick of a broom. Do you hear me? And she put it between her shirt and said you couldn't get that close to her. And she was walking around the store with that much distance. And I said, you got to be kidding me. She put a stick and said, you can't come this close to me. And I was stunned, but she was serious. She was very serious. So people doing unique things, but who have and who are going through, my heart goes out to you all. I am very happy to know that no one that I know directly, and that's a big stance, that I can say no one that I know, even my seniors, have not had any symptoms, or better yet, who have passed away. Some have had
Wow.
situations they did into the quarantine, but no one that I know directly has passed away. And I have a branch of over 1,000 plus seniors, so that's a big number, and I'm happy to say that. So
Hmm.
they have been policing themselves and being easy.
Hmm. What about our
And
mental? What about our mental well-being of our seniors through this whole process? Isolation, loneliness.
yeah,
A lot of the grandkids and family have not been able to come visit. How have they fared when it comes to the isolation and loneliness, Claire? What have you discovered from that?
well, I can honestly say it has been a tough road. But what I will commend, honestly, is one of my senior buildings, without mine, but one of the senior buildings that I work with, they did a virtual bingo. So they came to the floor. They were in, let's say, the hallway of the entrance. They gave all the seniors a bingo card, and they bought different items from like Dollar Tree, Family Dollar. And if you won a prize. They just roll the cart down and you pick a prize. So that was engaging them. Now, those who are in isolation, specifically, i.e., your nursing homes, it's been a toughie. It really
Mm-hmm.
has. I just watched something where there was a supportive living that when the pandemic hit, all 60 plus workers decided not to go home. They stayed in the building, and not one person caught the COVID virus. So 66 people stayed in a senior community that they were getting ready to serve anyway, and no person had symptoms or passed away from COVID. That is a big sacrifice to not be with your family for that many days.
Right.
And I just thought it was so awesome to see that. So, it's a tough road. I can only imagine. I've had friends who were very upset when it hit. I don't think the communication was right between the buildings and the families to let them know this is happening. You can't see mom, dad, auntie, or uncle. It was a big to do, and people were very upset. But I said, well, get your TT or uncle, get them a phone so you can talk to them. A lot of seniors still don't have cell phones. So what is the communication tool? And then there have people who've gone the extra mile, i.e. the home health worker has literally, one lady I know in particular, she called the lady's daughter and said, hey, I'm with your mom. You want to say hello? And she FaceTimed. So some of them just have that relationship, but it's still going to be very hard because our African-American seniors are not getting the proper care. A lot of them don't have the even equipment to go into these buildings still, or they have something that's not even reusable. So it's just a tough road, and I'm working with some people to see how we can be more responsible to get the communication factor. Because if I don't know that if you don't need something, we got to get the well-being checks in place. We got to start now.
Which is true. I was looking at a story a couple of weeks ago on the evening news that was talking about the fact that a lot of the seniors would prefer that someone or a service would come into their buildings and administer the COVID test for them. Because you have to keep in mind, for a lot of them, if they are paratran riders, paratran is probably really very difficult to deal with right now because they can't put 5 or 6 people in a van and transport them somewhere. The taxi service that the seniors and disabled are able to use, a lot of the taxi drivers weren't even out on the streets, and I heard it was quite a bit of wait time to get a cab. So in order to know and to be able to test these seniors, it would almost be the perfect situation to have the testing come into these senior buildings and test these people. What do you think?
I would applaud that idea, but it needs to be experiment. It needs to be tried. I don't want the seniors to be test dummies. I want the actual
Oh.
I don't want them just to be testing to be tested. I need something to be concrete that this does work or this does help. And then, okay, once they administer the test, what happens with the results? Because is anybody coming in to help them?
Right.
So that's another situation in itself. So
that is true.
I would love it. It makes sense. It makes logical sense. So maybe that's where this training needs to come in, where the home health aides, there are RNs and nurses that are on staff. Maybe they can learn how to administer the test. But I don't know if we want to get into all that. But I think that's a more safer route because the seniors already have a relationship with that person in the building, in their residence. So maybe they can, but there's a training value in it that has to take place.
Okay. All right. That makes sense. Claire, you and I were kind of talking about the media divide. This evening on the show, you were having trouble logging in. I've been without Wi-Fi since Wednesday of last week. Imagine our senior population. And as you said, a lot of them don't have smartphones, tablets. A lot of them don't know how to really use the computer the right way. Do you think there's anything that we can do to better help our aging community to get themselves more technology savvy? Any of my friends that are older, I tell them, look, I'm trying to keep you young like me. Come on, let me put you on TikTok. Let me put you on Instagram, just so you stay cool and hip. What do you think that can happen?
What this is so awesome that you brought this out. I literally had a conversation with someone today, and we were talking about this new age of now some of the bigger communities are now using telehealth. So I said, how are they going to use telehealth? If that is your way of servicing that senior, how are they going to use telehealth? I mean, help me. So The good thing now is that I think coming next week, some of the buildings will open up and their community rooms will open back up. But there are some people who still just will not come down and be serviced or just come down
Hmm.
to the room. And I don't know. Somebody need to call Amazon, tell them to call me because we need some communication in these senior buildings. We
Right.
need something. We need something. Well, let me tell you. Let me tell you what. If we can go back, retrack a little bit. I'm gonna mention my father-in-law. I'm not gonna give his name out because he's awesome. That's like my heart. But we bought my father-in-law an Amazon Echo Alexa. Boom. That Alexa reminds him to take medicine. It plays his music. It tells him the day of the week. I'm like, well, hey, somebody find Jeff Bezos. Tell him me and Chat Daddy need to talk to him. We need
Right.
it, that small piece. I mean, he was going back to playing and loaded up the best music. I said, what?
Yep.
So one of our COVID cocktail parties, my birthday was May 11th. My father-in-law played the music, and we sat down, ate pizza, and drank beer. I had the best party of my life. Because
Right. Right.
but I mean, that's just something. But when we talk about the telehealth, I'm telling the client, if you cannot show the clients that you're looking for how to use that service, it's going to be an issue. I see the benefit, but I mean, I don't necessarily. I'm going to talk to you can talk to a real doctor, but that person is not your primary.
Hmm.
That's another situation. But
Right.
I mean, somebody hook us up with Amazon or somebody of the likes to get that
Well,
done.
now I have talked to several people, older people, who they
Mm-hmm.
were not familiar with any of this. A couple of them, I had to talk them through how to use the iPad, how to do things, and they actually did have telehealth doctor's appointments with their actual specialists. I know a couple of people that are going through cancer battles. I'm a huge advocate of talking to those that are going through struggles with cancer, being a
Mm-hmm.
cancer survivor myself. And so a lot of them, one lady said to me, she said, child, the doctor just said, well, show me your incision. She said, doctor looked at it. Well, because you could with the telehealth thing. And
Mm-hmm.
and she said she actually thought it was one of the best doctor's appointments ever because she didn't have to leave her house. She didn't
Yeah.
have to worry about being exposed to other people. And
Mm-hmm.
she felt as if it was a thorough conversation with her doctor, and she was sold on the idea of I love the telehealth thing. She said, now if I had been feeling real bad, or if I had some problems with my incision that I didn't think the doctor noticed or could see or
Mm-hmm.
whatever, I'm fine with it. So I'm with you that we've definitely got to make sure that everybody is on the same playing field when it
Yeah.
comes to being exposed to electronic devices. And another thing too, we've got to look at the infrastructure of a lot of these cities where poor brown and black people live. Oftentimes the Wi-Fi is really not that great. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's the situation that I'm faced with now that I live further south in the city, and I do a lot of stuff via the web and via the
Mm-hmm.
and internet, and it's just it's bad. So interesting. What else you think we can do to help our seniors?
Well, I think, and this, I just personally think that anybody that has any resources at all, and I just want to give a shout out, if I could, to everyone who's done a food bank, a glove giveaway, a mask giveaway. I have had seniors because I send out my weekly newsletter, and it goes from one community to another. It's just domino. A lady called me and said, I got this newsletter from my people at Third Baptist Church. I said, well, amen. She said, girl, but let me tell you, that newsletter helped me because I was able to go and get food from Trinity for me and my granddaughter because my dad, I'm she was the grandmother was caring for her granddaughter. So that small piece, those who are out here giving away food and being away from their families. I mean, it was just it's such a beautiful thing for our community. And I hope this is going beyond the COVID, as we want to say, that we still give those foods and things away because I don't know how many people I'm touching. I have a roundabout number, but it went from one source and then 3 more people shared it. And so I said, this is really amazing. And the way she called, because they do have access to call me or leave a voicemail. I mean, I almost felt the tears in her throat because she said, we didn't know where we were going to get food for the holiday. This was close around Easter time. And so now
Mhm.
we're posting them out. So anybody with any food giveaways or masks, I mean, tests, you just name it. Just send them to Senior Talk. We will get them out. This is not about any of us. We're all here to serve each other. And so I was really happy about that. Now, other than that, we got a lot of these social groups. They ready to get out, start line dancing. Your
Right.
friends.
Right. So
Woo!
how are we gonna be able to get our seniors socialized again? Because you're right, a lot of them love line dancing. Our good friend Miss Jerry Norrington had created the group Black Seniors Meet. And so, all of that's gonna change. And here's the deal. Miss Jerry's group was wonderful luncheons and outings and dances and things like that. So, what do you think will happen to seniors being social?
I thought about it, and I will remain prayerful because some of these scenes is hot, they fast, and I just
Your,
know how
your
it goes.
grandma fast, grandma fast.
Yeah,
She hot,
I
she
seen
hot.
some. I said, "Real, it's quite a few of them hot." And I work with this group called. It's a stepping group. They're part of my family. Malcolm and Esther is a group of line dancers. They have over 400 seniors every Wednesday from 12 to 4. And they bumping elbows and they stepping. They pay their $15. Remember that old school setup fee? Set up, you bring your own drink in, and they
Right,
party. So I'm so I don't know what they're gonna do. I mean, they may find a park and dance or something, quarantine in the park. I don't know. But I have no earthly idea. I'm asking now, Miss Jerry, she is one of those seniors who is social media savvy. So we don't have a problem with her and her group. They do all their communication through email, through e-blast, through MailChimp. So she's okay. But we have so many others that do not. But she does not have any hiccups. So I'm gonna be on alert, but she's been using the social media platforms like Zoom and Facebook Live to talk to her group and say, hey, what do we do, or how do we stay in contact? What kind of information do you need? But I don't know, because I live in a district here in the South Loop where my office is, and to see nothing happening for miles is really crazy. But as soon as it got over 70 degrees, Chicago came outside, COVID or not. And
right,
so I was
right,
concerned. I was
right,
ready to go too, change from my summer gear to my winter gear to my summer gear. I said, oh, what am I doing? Let me go back. Because I was
right,
ready, because it's just the rhythm and the smell of Chicago summer. You can't buy it. You got to be here to experience it. And so I was like, I'm not going to get food. So we tried. I saw a lot of people at Menards turning their homes into staycation villages,
yes,
tents and plants and dirt and, movie theaters in the backyard. We're going to have to do it to save
yes,
ourselves. But
yes.
you
I
won't see
agree.
me. You won't see nothing.
I
You
agree.
won't see me
I
out there.
agree. All right. Well, very good. Well, for those, I'm tongue tied. Wait, I need to sip a little of my beverage. Hold on. Mm. Good evening. For those of you all that are just joining us, welcome to the Tuesday night edition of the Real Chat Daddy Show, coming to you live via Facebook and YouTube. This show actually has its own Facebook page. It's the Real Chat Daddy Show on Facebook. Please go there and like the page. You can also see this show via Art Chat Daddy Sims page on Facebook, or Art Sims if you're a fan, friend, or follower currently and you're already in my group of people. This show is also on YouTube. You can watch the show live, or you can also watch encore performances of the show, The Real Chat Daddy Show on YouTube. I ask that you guys please subscribe to the channel. You'd help me out a great deal by doing so. This show is here Monday through Thursday night from 7 to 8:30 p.m. Our guest co-host rotates each and every night. Our original co-host, Javonda Lynn Dunnigan, as you guys all know, she is a retired law enforcement officer, but she also has a conceal and carry company as well as a security company. And she's
Hmm.
actually busy. She's busy again. So she'll be in from time to time to hang out with us and do special reports and stories on the show. But tonight, our co-host, and this is our anniversary, is the creator of Senior Talk with Claire Hubbard. She's an advocate for our senior community, as well as she is a radio talk show host. And so we are celebrating the fact that May is National Older Americans Month. And we
That's
thought we would kick the week off with a great discussion about how do we help our older Americans to get better. Look, Claire, I got my AARP card. I enjoy my free donut from a particular place. I love any discount, any happy hour. I love getting older. I just do. I got to get this off my face though, because I want to be like them grandmas you said that's hot. You know what I'm
they
saying?
out there. And
I, I, I want to be a thought grandpa, if that makes sense. I want to be a thought
I'm very
grandpa.
good.
Yeah, I want people to be like, "Damn, is your
I'm very
granddaddy right? Is your granddaddy a thought? Yeah, he is. He is right. Is your uncle a thought? He is. Yeah, I want to be. I want to be that when I get older. Absolutely. So I got to get all this hair off my
Oh,
face. So listen. Tomorrow night, we have another very special guest co-host joining us. Chef Takana will be here with us tomorrow night. So, that means food. We'll be here tomorrow night to talk about all the hot topics and news stories of the day. We'll also talk about what about your friends? How have your friendships stood the test of time during this COVID pandemic? Some people feel as if some people have not called and checked on them enough. Other people, you've not heard a word from them. So you kind of wonder how have friendships fared through this entire situation. And then tomorrow night, Chef Takana is going to talk to us about cannabis in food and in the business industry, how you can make money through food in the cannabis industry.
Yes.
Brownies and cookies and butters and oils and cooking with cannabis, all of that. So tomorrow night we have another great show, and make sure you guys join us at 7 o'clock for that. All right, so Claire, anything you want to say to the people right now before we continue on with the show?
Well, I'm going to tag that show tomorrow because quite a few of my people getting better with AIDS, they believe in the cannabis industry.
Uh-huh.
One, she cooks quite often with her oil and her butter
Oh, really?
in
She
her.
cooks with it.
Oh yeah, they serious. They serious,
Okay.
and
Okay.
some of them are in the business actually. There's a great group in the Brownsville area. They have a huge facility, and they do workshops, and they believe in that. A lot of them have said that this industry has been a new energy for them. You know, putting CBD a little bit of everywhere. Let me say,
Mm-hmm.
it may be
Mm-hmm.
massage oil. Stop it with
Well,
massage oil, but
Well, now, Claire, I ain't gonna lie to you. I do know of a masseuse that gives a massage with CBD oil, and when you are done, I guarantee you can pop what you got. Right. That's why them grandmas hot. That's why them grandmas hot like that. That's why they hot. Their body
they,
done been rubbed down. Right. That's why grandma hot. Yes. Uh-huh.
so
Mm-hmm.
there's a healing in the room. There's a healing in the room.
Yes, it is. All right, so Claire, let's move on to our next conversation and topic. Is there anything you want to particularly talk about more? What about how's our government doing as far as helping our seniors?
Let me be clear. I am on a mission. I am not afraid, but I am going to make sure that those that I can reach, even through my outreach, that our seniors are educated on what November 2020 is going to look like. It's going to be a
Come
fight.
on. Mm-hmm.
It's going to be a fight. Somebody going to get hurt. Somebody may have to move and shake something. I'm telling you, we cannot, and I say this very clearly, we cannot take for granted our time sitting still. Read, watch those things that affect your quality of life. This voting business for 2020 November is going to be ugly. They are talking about mail-in ballots. I don't think so, but it has to happen. So now, are we educated? What will I need to make sure that my ballot is valid? Is my name, when you get my ID and I fill it out? I've had this really stemmed from me watching something with Stacey Abrams, what happened to her in Georgia last year, and how Black Votes Matter or Black Lives Matter took the seniors to go vote, and they couldn't early vote because, your name is Sims and you don't have the dot over the I on your last name, stuff like that. They were just fine-tooth combing those who had a desire to early vote. And it's going to be a big fight. What I can share softly is on next Friday, I will be in Indianapolis. I will be broadcasting live on Radio 1 there on Praise Indy, and we're going to talk about it. We're actually going to have a town hall. How do we help our older Americans who are the loyal voters? How do we help them? Don't take them for granted. So we had a big program and campaign we're going to be introducing very soon, but this is serious business. I have asked every community that is listening to me, if you need my information, find me on Facebook, Senior Talk with Clara Hubbard. I mean, what people don't realize too, Chad, is this. The people in the nursing home, what? They vote. So the ones that you have not taken care of, it's going to be a big issue. And the seniors will let you know. I was watching something a little bit earlier before our time today, and it said how the number of older Americans, they are now expressing what their desires are in order to obtain their vote. So you got to turn me on. And you can't just come and say what you're going to do. I asked my seniors to let's have a platform. I know it's 40 of you. We all want to address that one person coming in, but let's get collective and let's have 4 topics of all of us together and let one person speak on behalf of the group. Because everybody can't talk. I mean, they can, but I'm saying let's not overwhelm the person. Let's get collectively on 4 items and let's bring it to that man or woman who's choosing to have your vote. Don't let them give you their agenda. You tell them what your agenda is to earn your vote. And so we got some big wigs. We got our boy William Scott. He is all over the place. He is so ready. And we have like Watika Klein, Peter. Thank you for watching, Watika. You the best. And I'm telling you, we got seniors ready to rock and roll. So when I tell you we put this out, we are planning to go to an international platform. Because every person, older adult, even those who are in, as I said, the nursing homes, you got people who are still working. I mean, your girl at the grocery store, 89 years old, 90 years old, everybody. We're going to have to act fast. But we take enough time now, we can get the process in place and we can get some of the knowledge that is needed to educate I'm specific. My passion is for African-American seniors. Let's be clear. I had to take care of my TTs and, my uncles and my pop-pops and all of that. But we're going to have social groups. This is going to be a collective for all of us. This is just an idea that God gave me, but we need a team effort. We need all hands on deck because we know if the seniors don't show up to the polls, it's going to be a big problem because the millennials already feel that they haven't been heard. So now you got that group. So we got to work together. But I got a big program, and it's going to be launching on next Friday. I'll tell everyone more about it. Check it out on social media. But it's going to be awesome. Get them ready.
Okay, good. What would be some of the biggest misconceptions that most people would be surprised about when it comes to our senior population, Claire?
I think the biggest surprise is that a lot of people, I just think they need to spend time with a senior because you'll be surprised. A lot of seniors have great stories behind their doors. And we haven't tapped into them, and I think just, being with, some of my older adults, learning their career history, this is a time to take those times valuable, make them real valuable. I learned that one lady, check this out. You're going to love this one. We got to find her, though. I haven't seen her in a while. She was the voice on the song Funtown. Remember Funtown?
Oh, I
She,
know her very well. Susie,
yeah. And
yes,
I would have never known that. I mean, she was at one of the centers in Chicago on the southeast side.
yes,
And she
yes,
said, I said, what? Who would have known that? And just like
yes,
our good friend Christine Houston, who wrote the
yeah,
play to 227 that became this TV series. These
that's
older
right.
Americans, they got some stories. So there are many others that we haven't tapped. And I do have a series that I did when I did an interview with my beloved Mary D. I called it, what was it? I forgot the name of it. I'm gonna think of it soon. But it was a series just talking to a legend speaks. We're talking to older Americans, finding out what's your story. What would you like to leave as a legacy? What were the words that you can pass on to us, those of us who are in this game? And I tell you one thing, and I commend you highly, highly, highly. You have been a person who has been in this media game for a good stretch. And one of the things that Mary D said to me, I asked her how does she feel about the young broadcasters because she 50 plus years, and she said, "Y'all need to do some more research."
Mm-hmm,
Everybody's not doing research. We're
mm-hmm,
using
mm-hmm,
social media as the
mm-hmm.
beginning and ending, and we
Right.
have not validated anything. And I said, "Wow!" So that touched me.
The one thing that I've found very interesting about this media business, especially when you're self made, people are not as embracive as you would think they would be. People don't do their research and homework. They don't care if you've been around for whatever. They'll come in and run over you and do what they want to do because they trying to be the next new hot thing or whatever the case may be. And it's all good, but I noticed that we don't pay homage to people who have paved the way. We just don't. And I don't know what that's about, but I've noticed that that is the case in many situations.
That's a great one. And you know what, too? Let me just end with this. I feel that there's so much work for us to do. Why not support the other one? How would it be for me to not support Chat Daddy or anyone else out here? I mean, you've given so much. A lot of people have learned from you. They've been on your show. They've seen what you've done. And you said self-made is right. And that self-made piece is no joke. All hands on deck. Some nights I miss sleep. Some days I wake up at 3 o'clock and start my day. So you have given it. And, not just because you're my friend and my brother, but I've watched your career and said, you know what? I don't need to be like Mike. I'm going to be like, all
Thank you. Thank you. You are so funny. Thank you. I appreciate that. I really
so I
do.
just,
Yeah.
that's the real deal. Yeah, but you
Mm,
commit to it. And that's what some people have to commit to it. And there's a good quality in being good to others too and supporting. You support quite a bit of people. So let's be clear. So I'm gonna go and have a sip on that, sir.
Go on, sip on that. Sip on that. Well, we come into our final stretch of tonight's show. This is our first show back since Wednesday night of last week. Glad to be here with you guys again. As I said before, I experienced internet issues, a hot mess. As most of you all know, I'm in school as well as doing a couple of other things. I've recently added Mandarin Chinese to my repertoire of things that I'm trying to learn. Still wanting to continue with my sign language classes, and I'm also now thinking about doing something in the medical field as it's related to COVID-19. On top of doing this show Monday through Thursday nights, I do. I love this, and I really do appreciate everybody's love and support that you've given me supporting this particular show. I do love you guys. I do. Thank you. Claire, oh, let me remind everybody coming Monday, June 1st. 12 noon Central Standard Time. I will be going live on Instagram Live, Chat Daddy. It's entitled Soul Food, What Feeds Your Soul. Every day, 5 days a week, I'll talk to some of the most fascinating people ever about what feeds your soul. Who are you? Where'd you come from? Who inspired you? And we'll be doing this over a virtual lunch. So both guests well, myself and the guests will say, well, today I'm having, and that type of thing. But it's all about what feeds your soul, what inspires you, what makes you a driven person. And so I look forward to it. And our very special guest co-host tonight is the one and only Claire Hubbard. If you are not following me on Instagram, I ask that you please do so. On Instagram, it's at Chat Daddy One. That's ChatDaddy1 on Instagram, and you'll be able to partake in my soul food every day from 12 to 12:30. Most people think I'm starting a cooking show. I'm like, honey, I don't cook no more. I don't cook no
You're
more. I
kidding.
don't. No, no, oh no, oh no, not like
Mm-mm.
that. If I do, it's something you eat for 2 or 3 days, and that's it. I can still cook. Don't get me wrong, but I just don't like it anymore. I just, it's not my
Yeah.
thing. And then here's the deal: it's easier for me to go and get something and prepare. And it's a long story, but yeah, I'd rather get. Yeah. Okay. All right. So, Claire, before we run out of time tonight, and before you tell everybody everything about your fabulous self, what has this
Mhm.
pandemic taught you and your husband about life? What have you learned more than anything about this pandemic? And you guys are newlyweds. Is it still fun?
It is fun. We work together. Um, Not in the same business, but we support each other's businesses. And let me say, I told someone yesterday, I would not say the COVID was life changing, but the COVID itself, this time together specifically, it helped us to sit still and listen to each other. We do devotions in the morning purposely now, realizing that no day is ever going to be the same. We have devotion in the morning before we move around and touch our feet off the ground. We have devotion, which has been a true blessing to our marriage. um
Mhm.
he's the cook now. I'm the sous chef. I've gotten better at being a sous chef, and I'm proud of that.
You know
And
what? I'm so proud of women that marry men, and the men cook better than the women. Do you ever have any guilt or shame about that, my friend?
not at all. Not at
Okay.
all. Not at all. Let me say, that's how I started. That's how I started. He cooked me dinner, so that's how I started. So we're not gonna change what worked. I'm
Amen.
I'm
And
gonna.
look, and as the song say, you got a man, you got a man. So
Mhm.
right,
Yes,
so he enticed you with his cooking.
yes, he did. And his delivery of conversation. He likes to talk. When
He
we
does.
have dinner, sometimes we don't have any music. We have music on, but no TV. We just talking. And that was something I had to learn, because I always kept the TV as a another person in the room for me. But he was like, I'm here, let's have a conversation. So we've talked, our conversations have grown. We've done, even I would consider a virtual what's that word? A virtual dream board. We haven't put it on paper, but we virtually said to each other what our dream board and what is our focus for the rest of the year and for the next upcoming years of our marriage. Where we want to be. And I just thought it was so awesome. And it's a blessing to have someone who supports me and who is phenomenal at what he does. And the two don't clash, and I get to support him and he supports me. So I'm in prayer for those women. I'm going to make this statement very clear. He that findeth. Don't you go out there, sister. You keep on your path. He found me. I was on my way going to work, doing what I do. And it was something that he saw in me that now we're going to be celebrating 5 years, October 3rd. Whoa.
I was there when it happened. I was there. Oh my God, 5 years. Oh, that's beautiful.
Yes,
That's
5 years.
beautiful. That is beautiful. It really is. Well,
Yeah.
Claire, In closing, what would you like to tell everybody about, our senior community, and then tell us how we can continue to support and follow and do all the right things. And everybody, please keep in mind that May is National Older Americans Awareness Month. That's why we did the show tonight, our first show back from the Memorial Day weekend. Just getting into gear again. I apologize, you guys. My internet's been down since Wednesday. The gentleman who fixed it for me today, I wanted to get a man $1 million. I don't have $1 million, but I wanted to give him $1 million just to get things back to normal. And I really do appreciate the service
Right, right.
tech who finally got it right today. All right, Claire. So, what's your closing comments, and then tell us how we can find you, follow you, and all that great stuff.
Well, again, I must say thank you again. Every time I have an opportunity, it's like just, sharing love with my brother. So you're doing great work, and I'm just glad to know and love you. And let me say this. I need everyone to please note, if you are thinking about a senior, if you have a phone number, please give them a call, check on them, see how they're doing, pick up a little something extra at the store, because all information, a lot of seniors not on Google. So you got to call them. They don't have emails. Some do, but there are some who are just without anyone. And I wish I could be in multiple places at once. But if you're thinking about it, you have a neighbor who you hadn't seen, knock on the door or leave a note. We're thinking of you. Here go $5 gift card from Dollar Tree. Anything that you can do in your realm to care for our beloved, give it a shot. Go for it, and you're going to feel better about your day and maybe your week and your month. I'm so serious. Older Americans are the better quality of our lives. They are the stone and the branch of a lot of things. And then try to have a conversation. I'm learning that some seniors that I know are blogging. So guess what? We're opening up a blog page for seniors. They want to be included. Seniors are a part of this humanity, and they deserve to feel and be respected. And so for more information on myself, you can visit seniortalkmedia.com is my website. Next Friday, I'll be starting on Praise Indy in Indianapolis. That's the Radio 1, TV 1 station. I'm so excited. 9 a.m. Woo, getting up early. But we're planning to have a town hall about the voting matter, because their primary is on June 2nd. And so I plan to be down there doing some coverage and see how it worked out for the older Americans and where we need to go. But as I said, 2020, November, it's going to be life-changing. And we all need to be responsible for our vote and know that your vote counts and that senior votes matter. Boom.
They do. They do. They do. You knocked it out the ballpark, my love. You're absolutely right. I want you guys to reach out and call your senior family members, whether it's your uncle, aunt, grandmother, great grandmother, grandfather, great grandfather, whoever it is. If they're a senior, do me a favor, just check on them, make sure they're okay. I check on my neighbors all the time to make sure they're fine. And we've got to all love each other, support each other, and do the right things. And I just think, Claire, I take my hat off to you. When you first started working with this senior population, I said, well, now, girl, you doing what? Right, you doing what? But then when you started doing this and it took off, Claire, I must commend you. You did find a demographic that needed that love, help, and that support. And it's just amazing all the work that you've been doing. And I want to congratulate you, my friend, as well, too.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I love you. Thank you very much.
Yes, everybody's saying, who is the supermodel behind you in the picture? I said, that's Claire on the poster behind you. Isn't that you behind?
Yes. That was my post. We got some new stuff coming out, but yeah, that was my poster years ago when we first started. We've been 9 years in this game. It's trying to change the imaging and our direction. And we're gonna
Yes,
make
it
sure we
is.
make that
Yes,
happen.
it is. You see, I created the green room. So,
I
you
like
know,
it. I like it.
I know. Thank you. That's who knew. There's some $7 oops paint and my memorabilia would turn into a wonderful studio for me. Well, Claire, I just love and adore you so very much. Thank you for, despite all the technical difficulties we had at the beginning, it still worked to be a beautiful show. I told him, I said, if I don't get a guest or a co-host, I can't talk for an hour and a half by myself. But look at God, you just reappeared. Give them your website information again, Claire. Claire, are you there? Did I lose her?
Yes, I'm here now. I hear you.
Oh, go ahead, dear. Give us
No,
your
no, no. We
website.
here. We here.
Okay, I got you. Go ahead.
Oh, the website seniortalkmedia.com. Seniortalkmedia.com. You'll find me. Click on become a member, friend, see the resources that we have. We're here to serve you. It's a pleasure.
Yay, absolutely. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we've come to the end of yet another amazing show. I hope you guys have enjoyed tonight. Thank you so much, despite our glitches and all the things that we've been going through this evening. But this happens on the world news shows, this happens on late night television. We are now living in our new normal. I want to remind you guys to
Yeah.
please join me. Oh, absolutely. This coming Friday for a very special show that I'll be doing. Yes, this coming Friday, May 29th. This show is entitled, ha ha ha, Be Counted for Unity. And we'll talk about love, happiness, and acceptance on Friday evening. I have some very special guests that will be joining me. Rumor has it that one of the top state officials will be stopping by to chit chat and hang out with Chat Daddy in the green room. So please put it on your calendar for this coming Friday evening from 7 to 8:30 p.m. We're going to make it a happy hour. So bring your cocktails, bring your food, and let's hang out and have a good time while we talk about love, happiness, and acceptance this coming Friday. And then starting on Monday, June 1st, I'll be taking over Instagram from 12 noon to 12:30. It's entitled Soul Food, What Feeds Your Soul. And I'll be sitting down for one-on-one interviews with what feeds people's souls, what makes them the person that they are and the person that they eventually became in life. We'll talk about all of that. All right. With that being said, I love you guys so very much. Don't forget to please go like and support my pages, The Real Chat Daddy Show, The Real Chat Daddy Show. It's how you can see this show very easy and simple every night. Also, our Chat Daddy Sims is another page, another page that you'll be able to see is Art Sims. Another page that you'll be able to see is Art Sims. And then don't forget we're on YouTube at therealchatdaddyshow.com. I love you guys so very much. You can always go to my website, therealchatdaddy. Oh, you back, darling? Oh, wow. I ain't gonna laugh, girl. Look, you back?
I'm good.
Yay,
We're
you
good.
back.
Yes, we're
Look, I thought maybe I thought you had ran out. Okay, I love you. I love you. I do. On behalf
yes.
of my wonderful co-host, the amazing Claire Hubbard, mwah, 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 mwah. I love you, darling. I'll be back tomorrow night. Chef Takana will be here with us. Love you guys. Stay safe. Stay wonderful. Go to therealchatdaddy.com for more information about me. Therealchatdaddy.com. God bless you all. Good night. Bye, Claire. See you later. Bye.
Good night. God bless you. All right. Take care, babe. Thank
You
you.
too.